Hello students, I hope that all of you are very fit and fine. This is a very long day that I have not published any videos due to some internal reason, but I am promising you that from today onwards you will get regular updates regarding your syllabus, regarding your chapters, and you will get the videos regularly. So students, already we have finished the first chapter of your science book, that is chemical equation and chemical reactions, and on that chapter I have made 5 videos. I think all of you have gone through it and you do not any doubt on that very chapter. So from today we are now starting the second unit of your science book, that is acid, base and salt. Okay, very interesting chapter this one, because it is having a very wonderful application in our real life, in our everyday life. You will get what is acid, what is base and different type of salts. You will definitely gone through it, I know very well. So students, at first we will go through the definitions of acids and base, and after that the classification of acid, base and salts, and different examples and different reactions of acids and bases and salts. So we are starting from acid. You know what is an acid? This term acid is coming from the Latin term acidus. Okay, this means sour. That means the taste of the substance which are sour is known as acidus, and from that concept we have got the idea what is an acid. Okay, so in acid, so the first point is it will be of the taste of sour. Okay, sour in taste. The second point is the acid will be those substances which will remove or donates H plus ion in the water medium. Okay, what does it mean, H plus ion? Suppose we are considering HCl. When this HCl, hydrochloric acid, is gone through the water medium, then it will be dissociated as H plus and Cl minus. That means in this aqueous solution, this HCl is giving H plus ion. That means the substances which are giving H plus ion in the aqueous medium will be known as acid. Suppose we are considering H2SO4. In class 9 also we have discussed what is HCl, what is H2SO4, what is HNO3, what is acetic acid, and suppose we are considering this H2SO4. H2SO4 means sulfuric acid. In aqueous medium it will give 2H plus, because 2 hydrogen is present here, and 1 sulfate 2 minus. Why 2 minus is here? Because 2 minus will minimize the 2 plus charge here, and it will be of neutral charge. So this H plus ion, this H plus ion, from HNO3 you will get H plus and NO3 minus ion. That means the substances which are giving H plus ions in the aqueous medium is known as acid. Okay, but there is some concepts that is not mentioned in the NCERT book, just you have to learn it, okay, right now. Okay, this is for your extra knowledge. Okay, what do you mean by acid and what do you mean by base? I am just giving you the brief idea of the concepts or the theorems available in the science books but not available in your NCERT book. You have to go through it right now, and after that you have to go through the NCERT book also. Okay, so at first we are taking in consideration that Arrhenius theorem. Arrhenius is a very well-known scientist, and he gave us the first formula or the first theorem that what do you mean by an acid and what do you mean by base. According to Arrhenius theory, the substances which can give H plus ion, that means the substances which can gives or releases H plus ion, they will be known as acid, whereas the substances which can give or releases OH minus ion, they will be known as base. Okay, so the acid substances will release H plus ion in the aqueous medium, whereas base will be that substances which will give OH minus, that means suppose NaOH, it will give like Na plus and OH minus. After that NH4OH, it means NH4 plus OH minus. That means the substances which are giving OH minus in the aqueous medium will be known as base, whereas the substances which are giving H plus ion in the water medium or aqueous medium will be known as acid. This is the concept of Arrhenius theory. But after that the new theory was came, that is Bronsted, LOWRY, Bronsted-Lowry theory. Okay, this is the Bronsted-Lowry theory. According to Bronsted-Lowry theory, the concept or the definition of acid was same as Arrhenius theorem, that is the substances which can give H plus ion in the aqueous medium, they will be known as acid. No problem with that. But according to Bronsted-Lowry theory, the substances which can accept, that means this is the which can gives H plus and which can accept H plus ion will be known as base. There was no consideration of any OH minus. Is it clear? There was no consideration of any hydroxyl group or OH minus. That means the substances which can give H plus ion is known as acid. The substances which can accept H plus ion will be known as base. Is it clear? But after that, the finest theory ever made by the scientist for the definition of acid and base is Lewis theory. So at first Arrhenius theory, after that Bronsted-Lowry theory, and after that Lewis theory. In this case, no H plus ion, no OH minus ion is under consideration. Only the terms electron pair or minus charge, that is negative charge, these are the under consideration. Okay, so what does it mean? It means as base will be those substances from which one negative charge or two negative charge means the compound or the particles which are having more electrons are in it. We know proton means positive charge, electron means negative charge, cation means lowering of electron, and anion means excess of electron. Okay, now suppose a compound, suppose we are considering ammonia. Okay, you don't know what is the main mechanism behind it, but we know that this lone pair, you can easily understand it. You know what is the electronic configuration of nitrogen? Nitrogen electronic configuration is 2 and 5. Okay, because 7 electron is there. So definitely you can easily understand that this 5 electron is again divided into 2 and 3. In class 9 we have studied it. Okay, 2 and 3. These 3 single electrons will react or combine with 3 hydrogen single electron. Okay, and it will make NH3. No problem with that. But these two electrons are in paired position. Okay, these two paired electrons are not participating in the bonding, because only we can see that 3 hydrogen is required to satisfy these 3 electrons of nitrogen. Okay, this 5 electron is the valence 5 electrons. These 5 electrons are divided into 2 parts, one is 2 and another is 3. Okay, these 2 electrons are in the paired position, they are not reacting with any other elements, and these 3 single electron will react with the 3 single electron of 3 hydrogen. Okay, ammonia is not now generated. Now nitrogen is having this pair of electron which is known as lone pair, okay. So ammonia is having one lone pair. Lone pair means excess electron, that electron which is not participating in the chemical reaction, okay. Suppose the compounds which can give this lone pair or which can give minus charge, okay, that means which can give electrons to other compounds, they will be known as base. And the vice versa is, that means the compounds which we can accept these electrons or accept this negative charge will be known as acid, okay. Just think very carefully. From the Arrhenius theory we got the idea that H plus ion donation is known as acid, OH minus donation is known as base. In case of Bronsted-Lowry theory, H plus ion donation is acid, H plus ion acceptance is what? Base. And after that, Lewis theory, this is all about the electron and electron pairs and the negative charges. We know negative charge means it is also containing electrons. That means the compounds which can give minus charge as well as lone pair or minus charge or lone pair or electrons to other compounds, they will be known as base, and the compounds which have the tendency to accept the electrons from other sources will be known as acid. So these are the main theorems available in the science book, that is 3 different theorem of the to determine what is an acid and what is a base. I think you have clearly understood all these things. Now coming back to our main NCERT agenda. Now what is acid? So from the NCERT concept, the first term acid means acid are those substances which are sour in taste. Number 2, which compound can turns blue litmus solution or litmus paper into red. That means if you are having litmus solution or litmus paper as blue litmus paper or blue litmus solution, and if you are giving some acid to it, then the paper will be turned as red, okay. After that, number 3 point is very interesting, that is the compounds which can give H plus ion in the aqueous medium will be known as acid. Is it clear what is acid? And what do you mean by base? Base means nothing. Number 1, it is sour in taste, it is bitter in taste, okay. And one very important phenomenon of base is soapy in touch. That means when we are adding some water in a soap, okay, the feelings we have, that same feelings you will get when you touch a base, okay. But that means a soapy in touch, soapy nature in touch, okay. Number 1. Number 2, here blue litmus turns into red. Here red litmus turns into blue, okay, done. And here you definitely can say that from the Arrhenius theorem, the compound which can give H plus is known as acid, as well as from the Bronsted-Lowry theorem, H plus donation is known as acid, and here OH minus donation in aqueous medium is known as base, or H plus acceptance is known as base. Is it clear? So these are the main characteristics of acid and base: sour in taste, turns blue litmus solution into red, H plus ion donation, okay, in aqueous medium, okay, and this is bitter in taste, soapy in touch, and red litmus turns into blue, and OH minus donation or H plus acceptance will be known as base. Now some classification of acid and base. This is a very important classification. You have to know what do you mean by strong acid or weak acid. From the Arrhenius concept, we can clearly understand that the compounds which can give H plus ion is known as acid, and which can accept the H plus ion or donate the OH minus ion is known as base. That is different thing. But in acid also we can classify acid into two different things. That is, one is strong acid and another is weak acid. That means in aqueous solution, the compounds or the acids which can dissociates into 100%. That means 100% dissociation will be done there. That means if you are considering HCl, that means in the aqueous solution of HCl you will get 100% H plus and 100% Cl minus. No HCl will be unreacted in that part. No HCl will be unreacted and in that solution. Okay, every part of the HCl will be dissociated as H plus and Cl minus. If you are considering H2SO4, the same thing will happen. 100% dissociation of H2SO4 will be there, and that will be 2H plus and SO4 2 minus. Same thing will be of for HNO3, 100% dissociation of nitric acid, and it will you will get H plus ion and NO3 O minus ion 100%. Okay, so that means the acids which can dissociate into 100% in the aqueous solution, and you will get 100% H plus and the respective ions from that compound is known as strong acid. Whereas if some partial dissociation will be there, partial dissociation means that means 100% dissociation is not possible. That means suppose you are considering acetic acid CH3COOH. okay, when CH3COOH is associated with water or dissolved into water, you will get CH3COO minus ion and H plus ion. As it is giving H plus ion, so it is known as acid. Okay, from the definition we can definitely say that. But this dissociation of CH3COO minus is not 100%. That means some part of CH3COOH will be dissociated into CH3COO minus and H plus. Again, this CH3COO minus and H plus ion, that means this acetate and H plus ion will regenerate this CH3COOH. That is why this will be known as both side reaction or reversible reaction. But in this case you have given an arrow. Arrow means 100% dissociation. There is no chance to associate these H plus and Cl minus to again produce this HCl, whereas there is a 100% chance that when acetic acid will be dissociated into water medium, it will give CH3COO minus and H plus n, and these two elements or ions will again associates itself and produce CH3COO minus, and this type of reversible reaction will happen. So when the dissociation is partial, at that time this acid will be known as weak acid. Is it clear? Same concept is for base also. You will get strong base and weak base. Okay, so before going to strong base and weak base concept, just one thing. You will get this kind of term, concentrated acid or dilute acid. What does it mean? It means concentrated acid, the solution, that means acid plus water, you will get a solution of acid. Here also acid plus water, you will get a acid solution. But when concentrated means gara. Okay, so concentrated means when the percentage of acid is greater and water is less, then it will be known as concentrated. Where when the concentration of acid is less and concentration of water is maximum, then it will be known as dilute acid. That means same concept for concentrated base and concentrated dilute base also. When the base is maximum, the water is minimum, then it will be known as concentrated base, and when the base is minimum but water is maximum, that time that will be known as dilute base. That is a different thing. Okay, now we are going to the concept, what is strong base and what is strong base and what is weak base. Exactly same phenomenon what we have found in case of acid. What the substances which can dissociate 100% and give OH minus ion is known as strong base. Okay, and the substances which are partially dissociates into water medium or aqueous medium, that is partial dissociation will be there, that thing will be known as weak base. Suppose we are considering NaOH. calcium hydroxide. This type of compound is an example of strong base, because in case of aqueous solution it will get 100% Na plus and 100% OH minus, whereas in this case calcium 2 plus and 2 OH minus, that means dissociation will be 100% in these cases. But in case of NH4OH, okay, in this case you will get NH4 plus and OH minus, but after that, as this is a partial dissociation, that means these NH4 plus and OH minus will associate with themselves and produce NH4OH, and it will be a reversible reaction. So this kind of substances or bases are known as weak base. So this is the strong base and this is weak base. So students, I think the minimum concept of acid and base, strong acid, strong base, weak acid, weak base, and the definitions and the theorems behind the definitions of acid, you have completely understood. Now we will move to the next part, that is salt. Okay, so just today I am just introducing the word salt. Salt is nothing, it will be the resultant of acid and base reaction. The reaction between acid and base will lead to salt plus water. So the next class, in the next video, we will start from this type, from this one, that is what is salt, and after that indicators that are used to separate the basic solution with acidic solution. So next video will be very much important for your exam purpose as well as for your knowledge purpose. We will get the knowledge of salt as well as the indicators, that will be very much interesting. Okay, so students, you have to write all these class notes in your copy. Okay, and if you are having any kind of doubt, please make a comment in the comment section of this YouTube video. Hope you are liking it. Thank you so much. We will meet in the next video very soon. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead.